Hi, welcome to Tech Talk. In this video, we will talk about what is epub file, how we render epub file in React application, how we can display pagination information like current page number in React application, how we can change the font size of our ebook content, how we can highlight uh, contents in epub file with the help of in React application, how we render uh, previously created highlights. Suppose I am reading a book and I have highlighted some list of lines, and I have stored those lines in a database, and if I open the same book in future, so those highlighted text should be loaded. So uh, I will demonstrate how we can do this, and how we can render book content without any next and previous button, and we can scroll down the full content of the ebook. So I will explain this. Let's jump into the browser, and I will show you the how this application will behave. So let me load this my React application, and you can see here my book epub file book content has been loaded, and here book title is rendering. Here is my uh, TOC button. TOC means the list of chapters in which I can jump between the chapters. Let's suppose I want to open this who stole the tracts. So click on this. So directly I open this uh, chapters, and again I switch back to this chapter and then first chapter. So this is the way the TOC is working. Apart from this, we can change the font size, increase the font size of the book content with the help of one package. I will explain you how we can do that. We can also highlight, we can show pagination information below the below the browser, and we can highlight some text here like this. So I will explain, how we can do all the steps one by one. So please watch my full video. Don't miss any step for more clarification. And if my video is helpful for you, please like, comment, and subscribe my channel for more interesting videos. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code. I have created a brand new Create React application. So you can see this is our app component, and I am just rendering epub demo. Let's open the browser. So epub demo is rendering. Now let's look for how we render uh, uh, epub file in. So let me explain what is epub. So let me open that React Reader. React Reader. Okay, React Reader is a great package which help us to render EPUB file in React application. So why I open this? I need to download an EPUB file, so that I can demonstrate how what is EPUB file. So let me download it. Okay, it's downloaded now. Let me open that folder. Okay, so as you can see, I have already downloaded this, and let me remove it. Okay, so EPUB is just a zip folder. So first of all, you need to make change the extension of this file as a zip. And after zip, you can unzip this file here. So just right click and extract to LX. So this folder is created. Let's open this folder in our Visual Studio Code so that I can explain every files in a great manner. Open folder. Okay. Select folder. Yes. So here you can see on the very root level there is one file which is meme type. It explains that what type of file this is. So these are some EPUB standard. So EPUB file have to follow some guidelines and rules. So there must be meme type file on the root of this folder, and inside meta-inf there is container.xml. This file exactly is the entry level for any EPUB reader, and this file explains us where is our package.opf file. What is package.opf file? Package.opf file just a XML file which contains all the book detail, metadata information about the book, and the list of chapters and their chapters content, their images, as etc. So here it is mentioned that package.opf file is exist in OPS folder. So let's open the OPS folder, and here you can see package.opf file is here. If we open package.opf file, here you can see all the detail about the EPUB file, like copyrights, creator, who is creator, contributor, what is the title of this ebook, and subject, etc. About this, you can see after metadata, next section is manifest. Manifest is a list of all the stuffs like chapters, medias like images, styles, cover page, screen, TOC, where is TOC file, and this is list of chapters. After manifest, next section is spine. Spine is tells us the list and order of our chapters, which exactly displayed here in the left side TOC section. So this is some detail about the EPUB file. Now let's look into the package, how what is React Reader package, which I am going to use to render EPUB file in React application. So React Reader is basically a wrapper on the EPUB library, epub.js library, and epub.js library you can see here. React Reader is a wrapper, epub.js library, and epub.js we can directly integrate this in HTML page. So with the help of HTML and JavaScript, we can use epub.js, but epub.js directly provide a package React Reader, which is great to use in React application. I am demonstrated how we can use this. So first step, you just need to install React Reader with the help of this command. And in my application, I have already installed. Let's look into the package.json. Here, React Reader is installed with the latest version. Now, what is the next step? Next step is, as you can see in the documentation of this file, let me copy this div. Here, first of all, let me explain what is, we are going to call React Reader component, and this component exists in React Reader package, and here we are passing props URL, and this is the URL public URL of our EPUB file. This can be S3 bucket path, this can be GCP path, or any public URL which can be accessed from outside of the domain. So let me copy that and paste it here. Here, let me import that. So React Reader is imported. Now I need location change. I will explain what is location and what is location change. So first of all, let me copy that and paste it here. Import use state. Remove commented line. So location is actually is the book location on which page we are currently. So when we load our ebook, then location change is the event which execute, and our EPUB, this EPUB React Reader provide us EPUB CFI. EPUB CFI means the location of the page on which we are currently. So we can set that location with the help of this location change, and here we provide location as location. So let's save it and go into the browser. You can see that book content has been loaded. So this is the first page which we are uh, loaded. Now you can see here menu icon. So this is the list of chapters which are coming from the as I showed you that this is the spine list. So this list is generated from here. So like title page, first page, second chapter. Sorry, uh, you can jump between the chapters with the help of this location change uh, event. So every time when we load our EPUB file, then it will be executed, and when we change the chapter, that time also it will execute it. So this is all, and now let's look into the how we can show book title. So there is one. So do you see? No. Book title, TIT, book title, okay, this is a string. Here you can pass, if you have saved book title, then you can uh, render that. Like for example, let me pass book title, the physics master, and save it. Here you can see book title is rendering. Sorry. Now you can see that next and previous button. With the help of these buttons, you can uh, move to next and previous content of the ebook. So this is the thing. Now let's jump into the next topic, which is we are good to render the ebook. Next thing is, let me save and retrieve progress. Okay, here the problem with this is, let's suppose I am reading this book and currently I have read until here. Now my requirement is, later on when we open this page, open this book, I should land on the last access page. So this is my last access page. So if I close this and open again, so this information should be stored in database, and when I refresh the page, that information should be loaded and book should be open directly from here. So if I refresh this page, you can see that information is lost, and first page is book is loaded with the first page. So as you can see in the documentation, with the help of this topic, save the and retrieve progress of this from storage. So I can demonstrate it here. Like here, what we are going to do, we are going to uh, add another props with the React reader, which is get rendition, and here this props allow us a epub rendition object. So let me pass this in the React reader. Here I have to create a ref object. So this is my ref object. Okay. So below the location change I have created, let me import use ref here. Now what we need to do, we need to take a flag that first render done. If it is not done, then we will load last access page from local storage, because for demo purpose I am going to store last access CFI inside the local storage like this. So before this line I am calling this line. So let me change this function as like location change like this. This is my location change, right? So I'm going to change it. Let me move it to upside. And here, what we need to do, we need to take, I will explain this later. First, let me explain here what I am going to do. I'm going to store epub CFI in local storage for demo purpose, but you should store this information in database so that later if user load their book, he should render on this CFI address directly. So you should write logic to set the epub CFI here. Now what I'm going to do is, when we are loading first time, so I'm taking another flag which is first render done. If it is done, then we should ignore this, and whatever CFI we have in our hand, we should move to that steps. Otherwise, we will read from the local storage. So let's create this state variable. Okay, so by default, the value of this variable is false because first render not done. So in that case, we will go inside this and look the value inside of the local storage, and it will load from the local storage and return. So let me save it and let us verify. So when we reload this, you can see directly we jumped into this page. Let's do one more time. I move to this page, and if I refresh this page, I am landing on the current page on which I was before refresh. So that is done. Now let's move to the next topic related to epub rendering, which is more interesting is displaying pagination information. So on which page you are. So you can display page number within the chapter. You cannot display page number in within book, entire book. So because at one time you have because this library has one chapter information at a time, so there is no way to find the page number for whole ebook. So how we can show page number within chapters? we can do this with the help of this. So very first we will take a state variable, and here we need to take another TOC ref, and then on location change, if we have both the variable rendition ref object and TOC ref object, in that case we will get information from the location object of the rendition object. So this start will tell us the displayed in the href information, in which with the help of this information we will create the content. So create the pagination information like this. So here with the help of tocref.current.find and after matching the href, I'm getting the chapter name. So chapter name in hand, and this is the page number. Displayed dot page is the current page, and displayed dot total is the total page inside the chapter, in chapter and then chapter name. So let's do that. So just copy the state variable page and set it. Let me paste it, and then rendition ref we have, and we need to take TOC ref, we need to TOC ref, and then we need to do the whole thing inside location change. So very first, if we do that location change, now we need to do one more thing, which is TOC change. On TOC change we need to set TOC current information. So here let's paste that, save it, and one more thing we need to do is we need to display pagination information somewhere at the bottom of the page, or you can display this information as per your convenience. So let's copy that, and I am going to paste it below this div, and save it and reload our application. Here you can see that we are on first page of 4 pages of chapter title page. So this page we are on chapter title page. So there are 4 pages, one page, second page, and then next we move to next chapter. You can see right now we are first page, and then second page, fourth page. So this is the way by which we can show pagination information in the ebook with the help of reactreader. Now let's move to next interesting thing, which is changing font size. You may require uh, to uh, to increase the font size of this book content. How we can? So epub.js and the React Reader provide a great way how we can change the font size. So here we are taking another state variable size, set size, and we are going to create a function change size, on which we are going to set new size. And how we are going to change call this function? We will call this function when size get changed, and with the help of rendition ref current object, uh, themes is the object, and themes object provide us a font size function which accept font size. So with the help of this we can change the font size of the book content. So let's do that. So for that I'm going to copy this and paste it. Let's minimize this and paste it here. And by default the value of size is 100. So I'm going to set it as 100% by default, and then need to copy this change size function. So I need to paste this somewhere else. And then we need to write a use effect for this. So let's import use effect. So in use effect we are going to set the size of this font size. Now what we need to do, we need to set create some buttons here. You can create increase and decrease font size button as per your design guidelines. I am going to copy this div, and this div has two actually two buttons, which is this is minus and this is plus. Current size, we are displaying current size. What is current size? So I copied that and going to paste it above below the epub titles, and just copy that. I delete this information, I do not require it. Save it and open the browser. Here you can see current size is 100%. If I click on plus, you can see font size is getting increased, and we can decrease this up to 80%. So there is some validation on the change size function. Set new size, use effect, font size. Okay. So this is all about the changing the font size. Here you can see the max limit is 80 and 130. So you can control your variation by max limit and minimum limit. Now, next topic is here. More interesting thing is creating highlights. So if user is reading your ebook, there is most requirement is he can highlight their interesting things. So suppose user want to highlight this name, how he can? So React Reader provide a great way how you can create highlights. So here you can see here, this is the line on rendition dot current object. This object has annotations property, and in this annotations, not a property, this is the object, and it has add method, and we call this method and pass whatever what annotation you are going to do. So I am going to create a highlight, so I am passing this as a highlight, the key name, and then what is the selection? How selection means CFI range, from where and up to where. So like this, if I am highlighting from them to crown, so this is the selection will provide me a CFI range. So I need to pass that range inside this object, and there are some styling. What type of styling highlighted text is? So like fill color, red color, you can change this color as per your convenient and requirement. So let's do that one by one. So we are going to create a state variables for selection, and this selection object will have a list of selected CFI range. So let me copy that and paste it here. Now next is we are going to write this use effect, and in use effect we have already have this type of use effect. No, yeah, this is we have, but this is for size. So let's create another use effect which is on selection basis. So when selection get changed, this use effect will be executed, and When selection get changed, what actually will happen on the rendition selected. This is the events where selected CFI we will get. So on we are passing this as a callback function set render selection. So this is our function, and here is the place where we get the CFI range, how much content we have selected and what content we have selected. So here what we are going to do, we are setting this information like this. So whatever is in our selection, initially we have a empty array and we concat that, and in text we are passing content. So content like this rendition ref.current. In current there is get range and we pass the range, and if we write dot to string, we will we will get the text whatever we selected. So in that case we will get this text, them allies recognized up to king's crown. So we will get this content here, and we are another we are setting CFI range. So we will get this array. And next what we are going to do, we are going to add this annotation at the same time after selection freeze. So we are calling highlight, and we are passing the current CFI range which we are getting this, and calling this, and after calling this we are contents window get selection remove all range. So we are clearing selection range. So this is we are doing on selection, and after use effect complete, we are clearing this from rendition object so that multiple selected event could not attach. So after use effect, we de-attaching this function from the selected event. So this is done, and what else we need to do? We need to do one more thing. By default, we need to provide the selection background selection themes. So let's do that. So not do that. Let's copy that get rendition function from here to here, and paste it here. Where is this one? Get rendition. So I'm just going to replace this. So we are doing this is the previous line which we are doing, and we have added new line. So for selection we are setting the color as orange, changing the color, and after that we set selection. By default we set selection as empty array. So let's save it and run our application. Here you can see book is loaded again, and if I now this time if I select this, look at this, content has been highlighted. Yeah, you can see I'm able to highlight any line. So this is the way user can highlight any text anytime, and you can change this color with the help of this style. You are passing as a red, that's why color is rendering as red. You can change this color, you can pass color code also. Now next problem is I have created these highlights, but later on will when I open the same book, these highlighted will be lost. So if I refresh this, that are gone. How we can preserve those highlights? So the great way is when you are going to create your highlight, you need to store those in database somewhere, and when you are loading that book, you should load that highlights into your book content. So how we can do that? Let's move into this. So at the time of creation, this is not This is not mentioned here how we can preserve highlights. So let me explain that. We can do that by going to create this highlight. So at this time you need to store this information in database. For demo purpose I am going to store this information in local storage. So local storage dot set item, and let me name it as highlight highlights, and here I am going to pass the same information. So what we are going to set selection. So currently this information I am going to store here, but I need to stringify that. So JSON dot stringify, and after this let's save it. Here let's run it and open the visual open the this one. Here you can see I refresh the page, and here you can see that one highlight content is loaded here. This is let me clear that and reload the page. Okay, now here you can see book progress is there, and as soon as I highlight any content, let's suppose I highlight this, you can see highlight key is added, and one item is added inside this. Now if I reload this page, you will not load that, because we are storing highlight information in local storage, but we are not reading previously saved highlights in our from local storage. So let's do that. So which one is the great place where we can do this? So here is use effect, which every time called when I select the content. So we cannot do this here. We should do this when our book is loaded. So where we can do that? We can do this here. So get rendition is executed when our book is loaded. So we can do that stuff here. So how we can do that? We need to do the same thing, like we need to call this function, and we need to get this JSON from here. So let's copy this, and let's do the same thing here. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to fetch list of highlights from this local storage. So here const highlights, and at this time we need to parse from string to object. So JSON dot parse. So we will get the list. Here you need to run for each loop on this list, and in for each loop okay, for each here let's rename it highlight, and here we need to do the same thing, this one, because this is annotation dot add will help us to create one highlight at a time. So I am going to copy that and call this line inside for each loop, and here we need to pass CFI range from this highlight. So whatever CFI range is stored in highlight, that should be drawn. And selection, set selection also here is setting as blank. We need to set this information because suppose if I created 3 highlight, by default those 3 highlighted should be set here from local storage. So let's do that and open open the browser and refresh the page. You can see that my previously stored highlight is uh, loaded. If I again create a new one, multiple highlights, you can see if I refresh this page, I will land on this current page and my all three, not all three, all four on different pages has been loaded. So this is the highlights feature of this. So let's yeah, this is a React Reader provided way. Somehow, if you are rendering your epub file from your API and somewhere you are not getting correct extension or correct meme type, this option help us to resolve that issues and uh, load your epub in that case also. Next thing is display a scrolled epub view. As you can see, by default, our ebook is loaded in, with the next and previous button. Here is some settings. If requirement is or your client is not required next and previous, they wish to load EPUB file in a single scroll. You can do this with the help of these some properties. Here EPUB option, you need to set flow as scrolled. By default, this is and by default this is set as default and manager is set as continuous. So you need to change this these options. So let me do that and you can pass this inside React Reader. Okay, and reload the page. Here, here you can see that your book is next and previous button. You can hide from some props, but you can see content with the scroll bar. And this is pagination information. In this case, you should not render this, so remove that div. So let's remove that, or let me comment that. Yes, you can see that. We can also hide these next and previous button. There must be some props. So like title, you can pass the title, show TOC, render style, epub style, swipeable URL, loading view, location change, TOC option, get renditions. Yeah, so somewhere scrolled and continuous. I will put this in comment if I found some resolution for this. Flow options, enum, flow option default, pagination continuous, paginated and scrolled. Okay, so now leave it. So now let's move to the next thing, which is somewhere this package or has some limitations. The main limitation is we cannot, as I explained in the previous part, beginning part of this video, that we cannot render current page in entire ebook. You can only render the total pages. You cannot render total pages of whole book. You can render total pages of chapter. So this is the this is limitation. Apart from that, react reader has some low performance in comparison to epub.js library, because this is wrapper on that library. Next limitation is EPUB files should have their EPUB standard. So only EPUB standard file can be rendered with the help of this package. So this is all. I think most of the part is covered in this video. One more thing is this package, React Reader. This package help us actually render book content inside iframe. So this is the things. Most of the content is covered related to this package, and if this video is helpful, please like, comment and subscribe my channel for most interesting videos. Thank you very much for watching this.